11 minutes past 7 now, and here's the thing you may have heard in the news with Felicity. There's been a big push over the last few years, of course, to get people switching to electric cars. A lot of people have made that change. A lot of people would like to but can't afford it yet. So what about public transport? This morning, the first fleet of electric buses are being launched in Hereford. The Hereford City Zipper buses, easily recognisable by their green livery. They've been funded by the government's Levelling Up scheme. And our reporter Matt Hutchinson has been for a look around with Kat Hornsey from Hereford City Council.
We're here for the launch of these new electric buses, these green buses. Kat, shall we hop on and have a little tour?
Absolutely.
As I can see, the exterior is painted in green, the flooring is also green, and each seat is a photo that's been stuck on of pears and green seating. Was this intentional?
Yes, it was. We really wanted to represent what Hereford's really famous for. Of course, our apples, our pears, our hops. So we have Handsome Norman, who is our apples. We have Green Horse, which is our pears, and we have Pilot, which is our hops, and they're all local produce.
So each electric bus has got a different theme associated to Hereford, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
My name's Ian Davis, I'm the Operations Manager for Yeoman's Canyon Travel. It's something that we need to start doing in Herefordshire and try and get public transport as green as possible.
Clearly, the benefits of this are for the environment. Some listeners may be tuning in thinking, are these buses going to have, the reach of normal fuel, petrol, diesel buses? Have you got any concerns that they might, stop getting from where they need to get to because their green buses run on electric?
The range on these is quite unbelievable, really. So they should cover about 300 miles on a charge, which is going to be a lot more than they'll be doing in a day. So hopefully every couple of days they should be charged up, but not worried at all about the range.
It gives chance for people to use an electric bus rather than to walk or instead of taking their car. It will allow people to get from one side of the city to the other. So, it does start at the train station, links up the hospital, places through town, the leisure pool. It will go down to Asda before then coming up to the temporary library at Friars Street, to the courtyard, and then obviously to the Hereford Medical Group. It means that people haven't got to drive from one end of the city to the other if they don't wish to.
So are these buses in addition to what's already being offered, or are they replacing some existing buses and routes?
They're not replacing any existing buses and routes. In fact, because it's a free service, we cannot replace an existing paid-for service. So this is in addition to what's already available in Hereford, and it's just something extra for people who want to use it. They are free of charge for all passengers to use.
So 3 new green buses. They're going to be available to customers from Saturday. I mean, in your view, is this the future of bus travel here in the county?
Absolutely. Everybody's looking at climate change and all the differences, the little differences we can make. And this is one of those little differences we can make. Using an electric bus has 0 emissions that we can use if we choose to, instead of walking or taking the car.
Sounds like Hereford's leading the pack. What do you reckon? That's our reporter Matt Hutchinson having a look at Hereford's new electric buses. Becki Kite is policy manager at the Confederation of Passenger Transport, the trade association for the UK's bus and coach sector. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning.
What do you think of our new zipper buses then?
I think this is a really, really impressive step forward by Hereford. I think they look really great. I'm a fan of the bright green.
And this greener kind of public transport as something that your organisation pushes for?
It's something we're very, very supportive of, yes. Obviously, bus travel is a very sustainable mode of travel anyway. They significantly reduce congestion, but obviously bus operators fully understand and appreciate and are willing to, the future zero emission. We're going to get there. We're making proactive steps towards it. Yes, no, absolutely, definitely the future.
Because, we're all being kind of encouraged to get electric cars and the like. For those non-drivers and even those who do drive, to think that maybe we can get more people into one space that's also electric is kind of almost doubly green, isn't it? It is. It does feel like it should be the future.
Absolutely. No, a double-decker bus can remove up to 75 cars off the road, so it significantly reduces congestion, which we all know, leads to cleaner air for everyone. So yes, definitely.
Do you think this is something we're likely to see more of across the country?
Absolutely, yes. We have, the UK has really ambitious goals for net zero, so everyone's needing to do their part. And obviously, we've got the Zebra funding from government to start help bring more of these zero emission buses on the road. So yes, absolutely, this is where the future is heading.
I'd expect in terms of buses and the kind of, I don't know much about the technology of electric vehicles, but what we've gleaned over the last few years when the conversation opened about electric cars, you would expect that the size of a bus would have more capacity to hold a bigger battery, to hold a bigger charge. And also you'd have the infrastructure at the depots for charging points. I suppose this kind of technology, green and electric, lends itself well to buses, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's not without its challenges. There are some barriers that operators are continuing to overcome. It's going to be particularly challenging for our rural bus operators, but we are working with operators to make sure that there are solutions in place for them. But yes, absolutely. And we're hearing that these buses are also running. They drive better, that they're nicer to drive, they're quieter and smoother, so they're delivering a really nice, much nicer service for passengers too.
Jolly good. So good for the environment, good for bus companies, good for local councils and passengers. Are we going to tick all of those boxes here?
Absolutely. It's a good all-rounder.
Good stuff. We like a bit of good news on a Friday morning. Thank you, Rebecca. Good to talk to you. Thanks so much. Becki Kite from the Confederation of Passenger Transport. And as you heard in the piece with Matt there, the buses are free of charge for passengers and start in Hereford on Saturday. If you do get on one of the Zipper buses, one of the new green electric buses in Hereford, let us know how your journey was, how the whole experience was next week once you've had a little go. Let us know how it was for you. It is BBC, Hereford and Worcester. Good morning to you. It's still dark outside.